my beautiful friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Nova Gnome Creations and I'm Nova, and today I am super excited to meet with you for our very first video for the blanket crochet along, I guess 2024 edition. I haven't come up with like a clever name for the day of the week. Like last time, a couple years ago when we did our like crochet along, we did Mandala Tuesdays, and so I'm not sure if we're gonna do Mandala Tuesdays again or something else. If that's not a little hint to you guys, we are going to be doing the mandala blanket. If you did see my other video, I had presented a couple different ideas and options, and I wanted to get your guys' feedback on them about what blanket we should pick. It was pretty much a three-way tie between the mandala blanket, the stitch sampler, some sort of hybrid of them, or like any. Some people were like, I would be happy to join in on any blanket. So I kind of put together a little checklist or a little tally list and worked up the points. It was basically a three-way tie between those, and then the fairy cal, the oh gosh, fairy dust cal definitely lost by a landslide, but that's okay for you that are, for those of you that were interested in seeing that. Don't get bummed. I'm still going to be working on that blanket. I'm planning on starting it soon. It will definitely be a longer ongoing project. It's a more complicated blanket. It is an overlay mosaic, which I'm super excited. I have not done mosaic yet, at least not other than like, I think that technically I may have done a mosaic stitch or two as part of things, but like I've never done like a mosaic project. So I'm pretty excited about that, and I will still be doing that. It just won't be like this weekly meetup crochet along style type video, which is what we are going to be doing for this one. So welcome to video 0. This is week 0, where we have not even started yet. I'm just going to give you guys all the information. You can pick out your yarns, get all ready, get all hyped up for it, and then we will start meeting up weekly to do a little catch up, check in, see what we're doing, see what it's looking like so far on the blanket. I'm planning on showing you guys my blankets during during those weekly check-ins, but I'm also planning on sharing your blankets if you are interested in sharing them. I will have my email linked in the description box. It is always in the description box of my videos. It is novagnomecreations@gmail.com. Throughout this crochet along, if you would like to send updates of your blanket and the progress that you have going on it, you are welcome to send me an email. By the way, you do not have to be making this blanket. So if you're just crocheting along on your own blanket that maybe you already started, and you don't have, you don't want to start another blanket, or maybe you had a different blanket already planned, you are welcome to come and hang out and have this kind of little blanket session with us every week. Of course, you're always welcome to come work on your blanket on any of my videos, of course, crochet and chat style. But if you would like to, like, feel like you're really part of it and send in your pictures, like, go for it. I'm sure everybody would be happy to see them. But one of the fun things about seeing everybody's blankets as we go is seeing the different colors everybody chose work up in this blanket. You would be amazed how different these blankets can look, but depending just on the yarns that you've chosen. So the blanket that we are going to be doing is this Yarnspirations blanket. It is the circular fall mandala throw. I will link everything related to the stuff I'm talking about in this video in the description box. So I'm going to link the pattern for this, which is the Yarnspirations pattern. I'm also going to link a tutorial style crochet along by the Crochet Crowd in the description box. And then he also, Mikey over at the Crochet Crowd, made this little thing. I have all this printed out from the last one that I made, by the way, so it's filled in, but mine is not actually that this time. But he made basically like a little worksheet that you can also print out if you want to like write down what color yarns you're using, write down what size hook you're using, so that you can keep track of everything. I will link all of this stuff, all of these tools and resources in the description box so that you can find them easily. And I do recommend this if you're interested in it. Basically this little like cheat sheet worksheet type thing that he did, it just explains the color sequencing. Like there's kind of a pattern to when you switch colors. It talks about how you pick out 7 colors of your own, And then it says the pattern itself, which is this blanket, what colors they used for that red heart. They used red heart with love. And then there's the one that Mikey used, which was the Bernat Super Value, and he puts what colors he used, and then you can put what colors you're using. And for my other blankets that I've done using this pattern, I did change colors every time that they said to, but I'm actually going to do it a little different this time because there's something that I found really interesting that I wanted to try doing. Now, I'm not sure, I might add in another color as I'm going. I'm going to play it by ear and see how it's working out. But I'll show you the yarn that I chose here in just a second. I want to like make sure I give you guys all the info. So there is a gauge check for this. It tells you basically to do rounds 1 through 3, and then you can lay it out and measure it and see if you're meeting the gauge. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I did that the first time. I just was like, yep, that looks good to me. So, you know, it's up to you whether you actually do that or not. And then they said that they used a 5.5 and a 6.5 hook. I did do that. I did use a 6.5. I know because I wrote it down on this little worksheet. But there are rounds where you use a smaller crochet hook, hence why he has 2 different sizes. Or she, I guess. This pattern is actually written by Lisa Gentry. I want to make sure I give credit where credit is due. So this Yarnspiration pattern is by Lisa Gentry. And that's why she says 2 different size crochet hooks. She's got a little thing here with special stitches. The cool thing about all of this is if you are a video learner or you need a little bit of assistance, even if you are a pattern reader, all of this stuff, you can learn about it. Oh, one second, I have something in my eye. Oh. At least I feel like I do, and that's all that really matters. You can learn about all of this stuff in Mikey's videos. So Mikey has all of this stuff broken down into like, oh, I don't even remember how many videos it is, but he does like rows 1 through 10, rows 10 through 20, rows 30 through 40, like something like that. And you can watch the video tutorials, but like also you can print out the pattern. You can go through and highlight and mark on things. I went through and I circled all of the places where I would change colors of yarn so that I would remember like what color and I could look at it easily. And I also highlighted things that would make it a little bit easier for me to just quickly look at it and see what I needed to do. I also went through and I wrote down some notes before I even started the pattern. Round 25, I'm not like gonna bring this in really close because I'm not gonna show you the pattern, even though it's a free pattern. You know, showing patterns on your channel is usually frowned upon. But I wrote like a little bracket and I wrote smaller hook because round 25 is where you switch to that smaller hook. And then like these round 38 through 40, you actually stay with the same color for all of those rounds. You know, typically you switch colors between each round. So I just wrote some notes so that like as I'm going, I made sure I didn't forget things. And you know, just wrote notes to simplify it. But also in this pattern, you will find charts. So not only is there a written pattern, not only is there tutorials, there is also charts. So if you are a chart reader, you will find that there are charts for the whole blanket. And this is also a good way to learn how to read charts. This pattern actually helped me a lot with learning how to read charts because I was following along, at least at some points following along with Mikey's videos, and he would point out, you know, the stuff on the charts, and I was also looking at the pattern, and it just helped me to kind of naturally learn how to read the charts. Not to mention all of the different stitches, like stitch combinations that you're going to be doing in here, putting things together. This is a really fun way to learn more about crochet. I highly recommend it. I'm honestly really excited to be doing this blanket again. It's been 2 years since I made the last one, and I have just been itching to do it. It's just so fun, and I love the fact that for a crochet along, you know, where everybody can like kind of participate and have fun, I love the fact that this is such an accessible pattern, you know, with the tutorial, the charts, and the written pattern. And then of course I'm also here working on it, and if you have questions, I'm always happy to try to help you, you know, if you get stuck on something or you're having an issue. But I feel like it's just really accessible to people. So you've got options. All right, guys, are you ready to see what yarn I'm planning on using? Now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to use this yarn, but I got this really beat up looking anniversary cake at off of the Facebook Marketplace a while ago, like forever ago. If you've been around a long time, you may remember seeing it before. But I got this off of Facebook Marketplace as a part of a lot of yarn that I bought, and I have been wanting to use this on something, but I just had no idea what. Like, I've pulled it out several times, like, I should use that on that, and then I'm like, nah. But I'm like, a blanket is perfect for this. So this is like the little example they have of a blanket that they made. Not using this colorway, but this is... It says two balls for that blanket, so I'm assuming I will need a little bit more than this. But this was like a limited time one that they did. This is the Care-On Anniversary Cakes. Ironically, also Yarnspirations. So the pattern is Yarnspirations and the yarn is Yarnspirations. This says No Wool Lush Living Collection. And it does have 1,061 yards in here. It's 1,000 grams of yarn, and it is 100% acrylic. It is a super bulky 6, so it's going to be a little bit on the bigger side for my blanket. Here is the stats on that stuff. The colorway for this is a Lollipop. But I think this is such a fall colorway, like a fun fall colorway, that I think will be really fun. So what I'm thinking is... 1,061 or whatever yards I said should get me pretty far in this blanket. But I might bring in an accent color, like a second color, to swap to for rounds where I want like a little bit of a difference. Like in the pattern, there's a lot of interest in it. And there's like line, you know, like things overlap and stuff like that. So this is going to be kind of blurry because it's a zoom in. Oh, this one's a little bit easier to see, but I'll show you with both of them. These are on the worksheet. Can you guys see? So you see those pictures of the blanket. You see how like some of the stitches go down and they overlap on to other stitches and things like that. Depending on how the color is working up with this big ball or skein or whatever of yarn, I might want a color that is different to kind of stand out against it. Maybe like black or brown or something. I'm not a huge fan of brown, but I do know that brown would like go well with these colors. So I'll have to think about it, and I'll also have to see what I've got in my stash because this is a super bulky. So I'm going to need to see what I have that I could kind of pair with it. But yeah, I'm planning on using this blanket or this yarn. So mine's going to be a little bit bigger. It's a super bulky, but that's what I was going to say is the cool thing about this blanket, you can use whatever yarn you want to. Like you can use worsted weight yarn. You could use, we had people use DK weight yarn like mandala cakes in the last one. I used like all worsted weight yarns in mine last time. Well, I did too. I did a second one that I only did to like a lap blanket size, and that one actually might not have been all worsted weight. I can't remember. But yeah, I wanted to do something different with it, and I really wanted to try doing a variegated, like a self-striping kind of yarn, and not going through and changing colors the whole time. I wanted to see how that came out, but I might still change colors once in a while to, like I said, to really like offset, like to make the stitches pop. It might need it. We'll see. We'll see how the color changes work out. But that is going to be our blanket project, guys. So we will meet back on next Wednesday. We're going to be doing this on Wednesdays this time. For session number 1, video number 1, check-in with you guys. So this is video 0. This is like launch. No check-in yet, haven't started yet. Next week will be week 1, and I will start with you guys checking in on what we've gotten done. So the first section of this, at least as far as Mikey's like tutorial goes, I know it was broken up to do week 1 was the first 10 rounds. Earlier on in this blanket, the rounds work up really quick because they're really small. As we get the blanket larger, the rounds will work up much slower, and I don't really stick with like, okay, everybody has to get these rounds done, gotta get these rounds done, gotta get these rounds done. It's more of a leisurely crochet along, you know, guys. Work on what you can work on. If you want to send in an update, send in an update. If this week is super busy for you and you don't get an update and you don't really get much done, get more done next week. Like, it's totally up to you. I will aim to get those first 10 rounds done this week though, just like as the diving in and getting, you know, the beginning done on it. And like I said, the rounds will work up really quickly because it's a small blanket. It's a teeny tiny little blanket to start out. So I am excited. I hope you guys are excited. Like I said, all the stuff that you might need to get started will be in the description box below this video. And let me know down in the comments if you're joining in, if you know what color yarns you're using, like any of that kind of stuff. Let me know if you're excited, and if you would like to send in an update at any point over the next week to be in our first video as part of the little montage of your guys' blankets that I'll put at the end of the video. Feel free to send me that. And if you do send me that, put mandala blanket as the subject line of your email, and make sure you let me know what name to credit you as somewhere in your email. All right, guys, that is going to be our blanket crochet along project. All right, guys, I'll see you again real soon. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and happy hooking. Bye, guys.